Today, in this video, we're going to look at how to freeze panes, which is another spreadsheet feature that we use to keep part of the spreadsheet intact or visible while scrolling. Imagine scrolling down and everything else, including your heading, your column headings in your spreadsheet, moves down. Okay, so instead, you may opt to keep part of this spreadsheet, especially these headers, these heading, column headings, keep them intact so that when you scroll down, they remain intact. Okay, so to do that, you select the row below your heading, such as that. Okay, then you go to the View tab. View tab, you will find the window group here. The window group, you click on Freeze Panes, and then the first option will be Freeze Panes. You have three options there. You select the first one, Freeze Panes. As you can see, that should apply this solid line here, which means that everything on top or rather above that line will remain what? Visible while scrolling. Okay, that is basically what freezing panes is all about. As you can see, when you scroll, everything remains what? Intact. Okay, we're moving on. Before I go to creating charts here, I would like us to do a quick recap on what a formula is and what a function is. Okay, so a formula is basically just an instruction to perform calculations. Okay, whereas a function, these are predetermined or predefined formulas that perform calculations, okay, such as sum, average, and all the others. Okay, the formula you define yourself, you determine your formula or your instructions yourself, such as adding these three tests together. If you are to determine, like what I want us to do now, to calculate total as well as the average, you go to where you want to place your answer. Okay, you place an equal to sign, and then you add the three tests. Okay, please remember the use of cell references, that we do not use actual values, but we use what we call what? Cell referencing. Ina's first test is in cell C3. So you may type it in and then you say plus, what is the second test is in D3. You may type it in. You can look at how it's highlighted there. You add the third test, which is what? E3. You can type it in or select it right away. If you press enter, that will give you what? That will give you the correct answer. Okay, and we learned that without wasting time, you can simply just come here and do what? And use what we call the autofill option. Okay, the autofill option gives you a fill handle when you point to this intersection where I am. Okay, it gives you what we call a fill handle, which you then drag down to copy that common formula, since it's required for all these other cells. Okay, to copy formulas or common patterns, you click on the fill handle and then you drop it down. Okay, that is what we call the autofill feature. Okay, and for the average, I'm going to use a function. We learned about the autosum functions, which you find under the home tab. You can go to the home tab. Okay, on the editing group, you have autosum. Okay, so to calculate average for that specific cell, you place where you want to calculate your average, and then you go to autosum. Then you select the appropriate function here, which is going to be what? Average. We're calculating average. Then you look at the given range. Is that the correct range? C3 to F3. Ina's three tests are not in this given range. It's only contained in what? In range C3 to E3. So you correct it here. Okay, instead of having F3, you correct it to F or rather E3. Okay, you can see how the selection is done. C3 to E3, you press enter, you'll get Ina's average, and then you copy to the rest of the cells by applying the autofill function. Okay, that is basically how to go about freezing panes and basic use of formulas and functions. Okay, I'll see you in the next video where we're going to look at how to create charts.